A new addition to our defense from the Buffalo Bills might be selling that a little bit short because it's a superstar addition. Bradley Chubb brings this clear skill set of rushing the passer to a team that absolutely we know is excited to add that. He joins us right now on Yahoo Sports Daily. So, Bradley, let's start with that. Why Buffalo?
Uh, why Buffalo is a great question. I was honestly like going through the free agency process for the first time, kind of like taking it how it came to me. Had different teams calling me up, and I feel like the Bills were the best team to help me reach my goal of winning the Super Bowl. They've been so close in the past, and as a organization, they want to get over that hump. They want to hold up that Lombardi Trophy, and that's something I wanted to do. So our goals and our visions align with that, and I felt like it was the best spot for me.
One of my favorite parts of OTAs and training camp is to start to see like this new DNA that maybe a new coaching staff like you have in Buffalo and new players add to their sides of the football. So tell us, if we can't be there at OTAs and training camp, what is the DNA? What do you bring to this defense?
What I bring to this defense, I would say, first off, is a vet presence. When I was going through the free agency process and when I first, start talking to the Bills, I didn't realize a lot of the guys who played a lot of football for this team were young. For example, TB Terrell Bernard is going on year 5. Cole Bishop in the back end is going on year 3 or 4. Osiris Torrance is going on year 4. And these are guys you played a lot of a ball against, and you see them play a lot of ball at a very high level. So in my head, I'm thinking they're a lot older than what they are. So when I get in, I'm like, oh snap, I'm year 9. I'm the oldest guy in this room in this building right now. So that part was a little weird, but I feel like that vet presence of those guys looking to see how I go about things, how I operate. I feel like that's not going to do nothing but make me better because I know I got people looking and eyes on me as well. So the vet presence, I would say, the leadership, I would say, and then on the field, I feel like I'm just a overall, overall dog. So that kind of speaks for itself, and I feel like I'm gonna bring that as well.
The last time the Bills were on the field, it was a heartbreaking loss for the organization. Ownership talked about seeing everybody and just feeling how down the locker room was. You were just around everybody. How are the vibes today in Buffalo?
Vibes are high. Vibes are high for sure. Everybody kind of has that breath of fresh air. It's, like you said, it's a whole lot of new staff, new coaches around the building, but it's a lot of the same too at the same time. So that kind of helps with everybody's camaraderie, everybody's overall mindset. They know what to expect. They know what the standard is, but it's a new way of seeing things and doing things in a sense. So the vibes are high. Everybody's locked in. Everybody's on the same page as much as we can be for OTAs right now, and I'm excited to see how this thing grows.
We see the picture right there. Joe Brady, a new head coach, was elevated from offensive coordinator. So he's familiar with the team and the team's familiar with him, but he's new for you. So, what are kind of your first impressions of him as he takes over as a head coach for the first time in his career?
I'm excited for him. My impressions of him, he's a guy that you could tell like loves his players and wants his players to be the best they could be. However you do that, he is free and open to letting you do that. But at the same time, he has that structure and that standard of this is how the Bills do things. This is how we do things. And he has a lot of mantras, but they all kind of end with the word us, and making sure that everybody at the end of the day knows about us. They got to play us, be you with us, like stuff like that. So the whole thing is us as a team, and I feel like as a vet that he's going to lean on me a lot for the locker room. I'm gonna lean on him a lot, as being the head coach. So it's going to be fun to see how that dynamic works out. But I'm really excited for him. I think he's a great guy, great story, and the ability to go out there and help us win and do what we want to do.
All right, so I spent hours last night watching literally every single team's social media videos of the schedule release. By the way, the Bills were my favorite. It was weird, but I loved it. I don't know why I
So
loved it. I loved
weird.
it. But for you, it was so weird, but I was into it. The barbershop quartet around, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
For you,
Loved
when
it.
the schedule came out, what were you looking the most forward to and what game have you circled?
Um. Obviously, we played two of my former teams, the Dolphins and the Broncos. Dolphins being in the division, so we're gonna play them twice. I thought the Broncos game being on Christmas was pretty cool. It's a holiday being around. I'm gonna have the family out there, of course, because of the holidays and a spot that I started off with, and gave a lot of love to. Still have a lot of love for a lot of those players over there. So that part is going to be fun playing against the two former teams. But I would say the game that I have circled. To be honest, all of them, man. Just to be a part of this team and be in the new and go to war with this team. I'm excited about doing that. But like you said, the schedule release video was hilarious. I didn't know what to expect from it when they were sitting around the table, but taking it the cocoon route was hilarious.
It was, I truly did not know what was going to happen next. I think the Buffalo Bills social team is one of my favorites in the NFL. You mentioned how you came to Buffalo from Miami. You've played Josh Allen twice a year over the last couple of years. How
Mhm.
nice is it now that you know that he's wearing your jersey and you're on his sideline and you don't have to play against him anymore?
That's amazing, honestly. I go up to him every day and just give him a dap, give him a little hug, because we were same draft class and all that to see where he's come and where he's gotten to in his career and the MVPs and leading his team, leading his franchise. It's dope to see, and I know that he's not done. He got a lot not to prove, but to go out there and show that to hold that crown, continuously hold that crown. So I'm excited to be on his side. See him, run around and do the things he used to do against us and 12-second plays and stuff like that. So it's gonna be fun to be cheering for him, not cheering against him.
What sort of difference does it make for you as a defensive player? Because you've mentioned you've had a couple different stops, but you haven't had a Josh Allen. So for you and
Right.
your job, how does it change when you know you've got that guy on the offensive side for your team?
It changes in multiple ways. I feel like the first change is, being on the sideline a little bit more, refreshing a little bit more. Begin a chance to go all out on the field and come to the sideline and get some, adequate rest in order to be good for the next drive. And then also it brings those pass rusher opportunities too, because when you got a guy who could put up points as well as Josh does, as well as Coach Brady does with that offense, then you kind of just pin your ears back on defense. The front four, front five, however we want to do it, is just going to line up and get after the quarterback, and that's what we like to do. So it kind of is twofold with the rest and with the ability to have more production.
What have you heard about playing in Buffalo?
I've heard a lot of things. I've heard a lot of things, but all good though, which is good because I played with a lot of guys who used to play in Buffalo, and they have nothing negative to say about it. They say the team is great, the fans are great. Yes, it's cold, but when you're playing with guys you love and you're playing with the fans who pour so much into you on game days throughout the community, like it's easy to go out there and play in a little cold just to bring it home for the home team. So I know it's gonna be freezing. I played there multiple times too, where it was freezing, where it was snowing, got snowballs thrown at us and stuff. But I know being on the other side is gonna be a little bit better.
You got a friend that's going to come out to a game and try and jump through a table. I feel like this is a rite of passage, right? You must have somebody in your crew that you know is going to light something on fire and just try and jump through a table.
Nah, for sure. I don't know who it's gonna be yet. I got money on my cousin, but I don't know. And I was funny. I told my wife that like we're really gonna find out who rocks with us because it's easy to come to Miami. It's easy to come to Denver. So when you come to Buffalo, I know I got a friend for life.
I have to go back to the weather really quickly because I'm a total and complete ninny when it comes to the cold. So when I'm watching these cold weather games, and like cold weather games, it has a different definition in Buffalo. I'm watching some of these guys not wear any sleeves. You're from Georgia. You've just spent the last several years in Miami. Walk me through this. How are you not wearing sleeves? Surely you're cold. Do you have to look tough and not wear sleeves when it's 0 degrees outside? I mean, like, how are we doing this?
The one thing about me, I'm gonna wear sleeves. I don't care. I'm not trying to be the toughest, look the toughest, because I know when I play, I'm going to be the toughest. So I'll put my sleeves on. I sometimes put three, four long sleeves on. I know you can't really tell, but it gets thick under there, so I make sure I'm warm. But the cheat code to that, I also wear sleeves when it's hot too. So you can't say, "Oh, you only wear sleeves when it's cold." So I wear sleeves every game, so I'm able to bundle up a little bit more when it's cold.
All right. So, what's the bigger advantage? Having played in Denver, where we know it's also freezing, but you've also played in Miami. And I constantly hear players say, hey, I don't want to play in Miami in September. So, what's the bigger advantage? Miami in September or Buffalo in December in your mind?
Man, I would say I'll probably say I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably say Miami September because as being cold, you could warm up. Being hot, it's hard to cool down. So I give the Heat that one, but I know the snow's going to do a lot of wonders for us late in the season. But I'll say early on in the season, especially trying like first getting out of training camp and stuff like that, that Miami Heat is pretty serious. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's the humidity too.
Yeah,
Like when you walk outside and it feels like you're in a pot of soup, like that's it. You
yeah,
can't breathe. It is absolutely different. You mentioned
and
how
that's
you're
what
going into
happened.
year 9.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, go
happened when we
ahead.
played the Bills last time. Our last time playing them in Miami, it was what this October, November or something like that, but it was still like 80 degrees. It had just rained, so it was like super humid. So like I said, you can't really get away from that heat, but you could kind of bundle up and get warm.
You mentioned how you're going into year 9, which congratulations, spending that much time in the NFL is an accomplishment in and of itself.
Appreciate
How
it.
different does it feel going into year 9 versus maybe going into your rookie season or one of your first couple of years in the league?
I would say those first couple of years were more about like just what I could do, how showing, the NFL what I can do, trying to get stats and trying to do this and that. But I'll say going into year 9, I'm so much more like team focused in the sense of I want to win a Super Bowl. I want to. That's where I feel like I need to get to in my career. I still got some personal goals I need to reach for sure. But winning and holding up that Lombardi Trophy, that's like what you do it for, and that's kind of where my mindset is. And that's why I said like being the vet in the room, I'm trying to be a good light to the young guys to let them know like, hey, this you don't go to the playoffs very often. Like if you, it's something you got to earn. It's not just given to you just because we got the Bills on our helmet and our jerseys. Like we're not guaranteed a playoff spot, So that's been my main thing is trying to be the best version I can so I can hold up that Lombardi at the end of the season.
Well, I know you're excited for every game. I also know that we will be talking about the revenge element that comes up 3 times on your schedule. You got Miami twice, you got Denver. I know we're going to make it a story. Bradley, we appreciate your time, man. It's a joy to watch you play football, and it's been great hanging out with you this morning. We want to watch you go kick ass with Buffalo. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.
No doubt. Appreciate y'all having me.
That's
Thanks,
great
Bradley.
stuff from Bradley Chubb.